So when you come into Onshape, you're not going to probably have anything down here because you haven't created anything yet. We might normally click on create document, but what I want you to do is to click instead on public here. And this is going to list then all of the designs that the people in the general public have ever created. I've created one for you called head for glasses. And it's really important that you click on the magnifying glass, otherwise you'll just be left with the other items there. So this can just take a moment or so to come through, depending on the speed of your internet and what else you've been doing today. And so you can see this one at the top here. There's all sorts of things down here that you can use. You wouldn't have to redesign screws if you were making something, so why would you if you were designing it too? And this is the file I want you to use, head for glasses, and it'll say owned by Jason Martindale because that's me. I don't want you to click on this. If you click on it, it'll take you to a read-only document that you can't change. I want you to right mouse click and click copy workspace. Now you're going to do a sunglasses design in here, and I'd get you to put your name in there. That way if you share it with me, then you'll be able to, then I'll be able to know who you are. And I'm going to click OK at this point. So this is presently copying that workspace, and we'll open it in a new window. And the first time it opens up, it'll come up with this. Don't worry about this. This is a step document. That's how Onshape shares files. We're going to click down here in the bottom left, human head, and let that open. So using my right mouse button, I can move around the face here. I can zoom in with my mouse wheel, and we can have a little look up their nose there. Very nice. And we can move out there. Over on the right hand side here, we can click on isometric view, for example. But what I'm going to be wanting to do is to look face on to draw the glasses. We're going to draw the glasses on this plane here, which you can see has been projected in front of the head there. So I'm going to click on front. So we're going to sketch on here. We're going to click on sketch up here in the top left. And it asks me to select a sketch work plane. We're going to do our design on here. So highlight this as orange and click that there. You see it says sketch 1. I'm going to start then by drawing the glasses using these here. Let's maybe start with an ellipse. So let's zoom in here. The first click I'm going to do right in the center of the pupil here. This is the center of the ellipse. And my second click will be the width and the angle of the ellipse here. So let's do something like that. And then lastly, the third click is the height of the ellipse. So let's click on something like so. So here we have our ellipse drawn now. We could add a spline, a curve. Click, 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 click. Whoa, I don't know where that's going. I'll carry it on up there anyway. Let's take it to the center of the face. And either double click to finish the spline off, or you could right mouse click and click on escape spline there. We can draw polygons. Let's click on polygon. Let's put a polygon down here. First click is the center of the polygon. Second click is the angle and the size of the polygon. And the third click then is the number of sides that you want your polygon to have. Let's go for a pentagon. And we can use straight lines and rectangles and so on as we like. You see when I go close to the edge, it'll highlight it, and that way I know that it's drawn. So I'm going to click and take that down to there. And you can see again that it's just joining them together. So if I want to exit that, again, I can either double click or I can right mouse click escape line like so. It takes off the last one there. If I want to move these at all, it's a good idea just to click out here somewhere to make sure that nothing's selected. If I click on this line here, I should be able to move it around like so, and alter things that way. I did want a line that went from there up to the center line. Oh, my center line's moved. No worries. To click that to an escape line. So you can see I've drawn half of a thing, nearly. Let's zoom out, move my mouse up there. The zooming in and out is interesting. If you've got your mouse over on the left hand side and you zoom in, it'll do that, and if you're over here, it'll do that. So it's sometimes a good idea to really zoom out and then zoom back in so that you know exactly where you want to be. Let's just tidy this little bit up here. I can use the trim icon to select individual pieces and take those off. Let's go in really close and take that bit off there and that bit there while we're at it. Okay, so I've done that. Whoa. I'm sure there must be an easier way of doing that. Somebody will tell me at some point, I'm sure. Lastly, I want to do a single line that goes down the middle of this face, because I'm going to use that as an axis for reflection. I'm going to click on here, mirror, or as American people call it, mirror. I'm going to select a mirror line. This is the line for reflection. So click on there. Now the entity is to be mirrored. Now I can left mouse click and drag across all of that. But I find sometimes that I end up selecting parts of the face and so on. So it is sometimes easier just to select the individual lines. So you see, as I selected it, it's mirrored it over here. Sometimes it's nice to have sunglasses that aren't symmetrical. But for this particular one, I want them to be symmetrical. Now then, I'm not going to choose that last one. Let me just show you something. If I go around here, oh no, that's not actually managed to show me. Oh yeah, that shows fine there. Can you see that this is shaded here? And that's shaded because the line is complete. But can you see it's not shaded here? It's because I've not yet drawn this part of the line in. I'll probably draw it in from the back. That'd be a fun thing to do, wouldn't it? And so now it's shaded. Okay, let's just click on the front to get that in there. And lastly, I don't need this line anymore, so I'm going to just take it out to avoid any confusion later. And so we can see now I've drawn a sketch on the plane that is in front of this guy's eyes. So now I want to make that 3D. Before I can do that, I need to get rid of this sketch. I'm happy with this sketch now. I can click on the green tick. I'm going to click on extrude. And it asks me the faces and sketch regions to extrude. So if I wanted to do the inside of there, I would click on there and it would pop out here. But that's not actually what I wanted. So I'm going to click on the X there to get rid of this. I want this part here to be extruded. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but when it came out before, it came out yellow, and now it's come out grey. The reason it's come out grey is because I've got add selected here. It's trying to add this extrusion to the face itself, like some kind of strange bionic android thing. I want these as a separate thing. I want the guy to be able to take home his sunglasses and put them in a drawer, not have to go to bed in them. So we're going to click on new instead. And what that does, it makes this a new part. We'll see here at the moment we've got the part that's a head. We'll come up with a part now, part 2, and that's the sunglasses, which I can rename by right mouse clicking on there if I want. I can make this bigger, but actually I think I'm going to type into this box instead to be more accurate. 5 and click on there, and that is now some crazy sunglasses design. I'm happy with that, so I'm going to click tick. If you wanted to change the extrusion, you can double click on there and you can alter this if you like. And if you want to change the extrusion, we can double click on there and we can alter that if we like as well. Okay, so a couple of last things to do here. Let's get rid of this sunglasses plane. We don't want to see that, so I'm going to click on that there. That's got rid of that. Let's have a play with some colours. We can click on the appearance panel over on the right hand side. We can see the head there is grey. If I double click on the head, we can make the head a different colour. So there's some nice Martian green. And we can change the colour of the sunglasses as well. I'm going to double click on there and we'll make that. Right, when you change the colour to Martian green, you do have to click on the tick. We'll click on this as well for the glasses, make the glasses red, tick. And we can also do individual faces as well. So if I click on here, and we're going to go for like a nice golden colour, and we can do maybe the inside edge there, and the inside edge there, and maybe let's go across the top for a bit of a laugh as well. So I'm happy with that now, and so there's my glasses, and I can close this off. you would want to share this with me, please. So you're going to click on share and you're going to type my school email address in the bottom down there, and that will then send that to me. When I go back to Onshape, it will come up as one of your design will be there, and we could actually even collaborate on there. So if you'd done something wrong, I could help you out, or if we were part of a design team, we could all be working on something together, which is rather nice. And that's easily enough to get started with Onshape. I have created a left temple plane here and a right temple plane there. So if I just come out there, you can see those are where you could draw ears on, which would be quite good as well. What else was I going to say? Well, you don't know because you're not me. But that could be something that you could do. Oh yeah, I guess what I was going to say was, if I go to do that, if I draw a sketch on here and I click this plane here, if I just click on right there, you can see it's not actually perpendicular to the plane. So what I might do is right mouse click and click view normal to. You can see the glasses are at a slight edge there. So I'm not going to spend a long time doing this. But let's say I wanted to draw a thing that went around the ears. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Anyway, you get the point. So if I draw something there, and if I extrude that there as well, and we say, yep, we're happy with that, what I can do on the other side is I can either do something the same, or what I can do is I can mirror the whole part. So again, if I click on mirror, which has completely disappeared now, I can't see it anyway, it's there. I can select mirror. The entities to mirror is this component here, so click on that one for me please, that's part 3. It's now asking for a mirror plane. For that I'm going to use the right plane here. So if I turn that on and I select that plane, oh, I have to select it here first, so select here, and then select the plane there, and you can see that it's then mirrored onto the other side there. Okay, you're going to say to me, but it doesn't match up here, and it doesn't. I probably needed to make my glasses wider in the first place. I needed to take into account some anthropometric data to make them more ergonomic. What I can do is I can go back to my initial sketch, double click on there, and I can make that wider. So let's just select this one here, for example, and try and drag that out. So I can do that. It's messing up a little bit down here, but essentially it's possible. So if I just tick on there, you can see how that has now made it a little bit wider. The other thing that I might do actually is to go back to the original extrusion, and instead of clicking the blind as 11 and going out that way, it might be that instead I go inwards, and so you can see that's gone inwards there, or you can go symmetrically around it. Another thing that you can do in your initial sketch is you can put points on there in order to be able to see them when you are designing. So when we're around here, then I guess we were drawing on this side here. If I open up this sketch 2, we would have seen that point there. I'm not going to bother looking for it because I can hear you getting bored out there in internet land. Okay, so that is hopefully a fun little thing that you can use in order to play with Onshape. Let's turn perspective on for a final view. Alright, thank you out there in internet land. Like my videos, and then I know you've watched.